is only war.
What is up, gents? Top 40k player in the world with a Recon Marine Keevil, bringing the 40k dirtbags to you. If you guys are new to the channel, appreciate you clicking on the video. You guys are interested in how the Orks are doing in the current meta at the end of 10th edition. Who the hell knows? John actually put it great, where the edition's about to end in 45 minutes, so all these rules don't matter. So we're doing our last GT, one of the last GTs of the year. We have ACO coming up, and then LSO. LSO I think is going to be 11th edition, but ACO will be our last tournament of 10th edition, which we will finish off with Orks. I've been loving Orks the last couple months. Started it this year. Was #1 Ork player in the United States, which is pretty cool. Who the hell knows what 11th edition is going to bring? But we're going to be getting into each game, 5 games. We went 5-0 with our Cult of Speed list. I'll go over what the list is. I'll leave that in the description below. And then we'll go over each game one by one, what we did good, what we could have done better. Using these skills in 11th edition is going to be clutch. So getting that professional coach in your corner is definitely key going into 11th edition. That's what Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys are interested in getting that professional coach, I was #1 Grey Knight player in the world 3 years ago, #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world 2 years ago, #1 Death Guard player in the world last year, and then this year we're already #1 Ork player in the United States. So we know the core rules, and that's all we teach with just like the tactics, how to learn your army the best possible way, and then learn the core rules and get better at 40k, and 11th edition is definitely a perfect time to do that. So head over to Patreon, get your coach, and then support us over there. And if you guys are interested in the merch, it was really cool. We saw the merch shirts at the GT. That was one of the coolest experiences ever, where you get to see your own merch live at the RTT and GTs from people that you've never met before. Really cool. Really shout out to our first opponent who actually had one of the shirts on when we played them. So also we have a lot of other shirts that we are updating constantly. We just got the last 3 at the bottom here. Working on the Emperor himself. So if you like any of these logos, head down in the description below. But yeah, this video, guys, depending on which video you guys are watching, we're going to be going over everything. So guys, leave in the comments below what you like, didn't like, and how we can improve on the channel. And especially going to 11th edition, a lot of videos, especially tactical videos, are going to be coming up. But guys, appreciate it. Let's get into the quick sponsor, and then we'll get into the video. All right, guys, thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys want to support the channel, stay tuned towards the end of the video where we'll go over all of this stuff, as well as any of the links in the description below for laser lines, shirts, and gear is in all the description. So stay tuned towards the end and enjoy the video. What is up, gents? All right, this is game 1 of the GT. We go 5-0 with Cult of Speed. This is the setup. This is the first time Alternate Universes is running a GT. It was awesome. Super space, a lot of space. Plenty of room to really move around and do whatever the hell you want. Trevi's all the way in that back corner. The first 2 tables were the stream tables. Our first game, of course, we luckily drew the draw to get up on stream, which was his Patreon table. So I didn't have anything to kind of like watch the recording. If you guys are members of Tactical Tortoise, you probably would have seen it already, but I took pictures of the first game because I learned my lesson. Last time I was on Trevi's Patreon table is I couldn't go back and watch it, so I needed to take pictures. So the first game I took pictures, luckily, which again is went against one of our boys at the Dirtbag Nation. He actually, right there he is. So he actually had a I think a Vashtor shirt on with the logo. Clutch. I fucking love seeing it. Yeah, this is kind of like just starting off. This is going over the rules, the terrain, all the questions asked and stuff like that. A 45-person GT, first time at the store. So really, really good. They put a lot into it, and it worked out really well. So we are playing Scorched Earth with the Stepping Stone deployment. So it's 20 inches up and then 10 inches, and it's like kind of sideways. Going against our boy Joe Keeb. Shout out to Joe. Awesome dude. I actually flew in from California. Don't know if he wanted me to tell him that, but he was on a work area, and he's like, "Oh, there's a GT out there." So I guess he heard it on for us announcing it. So appreciate you, Joe, coming out and having a great time. So this was our first match, and it was just funny because when he like saw me and saw we got paired up, he obviously knows me. I don't know him, and then like I see his shirt, I'm like, "You're a fucking dirtbag! Like, let's go!" So that was just that was such a good way to start the GT. But yeah, so we're playing against Chaos Space Marines. He's like, "I heard you no Chaos Space Marine. He's like, yeah, I heard about him. So he is running Horon's Marauders, which is one of the best attachments out there right now for Chaos Space Marine. And his list is just super tanky, 3 wounds everywhere, 4 up invuln from Abaddon. It's just a monster of a list. The strats are so good in Horon's Marauders. That's really scary. So knowing the list that you're going against and knowing what it could do, you kind of know, like, shit, this is going to be a tough game, right? So he's newer. He's been playing for about a year now. I think Chaos is his only army right now, but crushing it. Like, he actually did really well. And his list is... Actually, I can just pull it up for you guys. All right. He's got Abaddon, Fabius Bile, Horon. So 3 epic characters right there. 1 cultist unit, 1 Chaos Rhino, 1 Accursed Cultist to make that Rhino Scout, which is a pretty cool tactic. 10 Chosen, 10 Chosen, Masters of the Maelstrom, Possessed, 10 of them, and then 1 Red Corsairs unit, 1 10-man Warp Talon unit, and 1 unit of Nurglings. So 1 10-man, 2 10-man, 3 10-man, 4 10-man, and essentially a 16-man, because Horon, Chosen, and the Masters of the Maelstrom is just insanely tanky. So that's his list. He set him up pretty defensively. Everything is his layout 8. There's a lot of hiding spots. He put the Possessed right here. He put the Rhino with the Cursed inside there. With the 10 Chosen, he put his Nurglings up here, which he was going to redeploy them, but I told him that only Chaos Marines can, like, the Chaos Army can be redeployed. So basically I just let him put them into Deep Strike, which is fine. And then he had these guys up front to stop my infiltrating or scouts. And then he just redeployed them over to here. He's got the Warp Talons on the table, which I think you should have started them in reserves. Yes, I can screen out the table a lot, but even if the Warp Talons come down in a defensive position in your, like, deployment zone on turn 2, you're still going to be able to launch them out 12 inches to go attack something and try and finish it off to then go back into reserves. So I think Warp Talons are always good, really good for a rapid ingress target. And then he's got Abaddon up here. Abaddon could have started really right here to kind of run up in this little corner. But Abaddon's fine here because he's really just going to run up and keep everybody within 6 inches for the 4-up invuln save. These guys scouting out in the back, stringing out, and then the big Horon brick right there. So us, we just got fucking everything on the line. This is a full melee army. So like I said, I put 2 warp copters on the table for melee armies, and then one of them is going to be in reserves for the rapid ingress. Everything else is on the table. I think I have 2 units of bikes in reserve for the 3-mans as well. And then everything else is in the back. Wazdaka is somewhere. Where's Wazdaka? Right there. So Wazdaka probably... Oh, it's right there. So Wazdaka starting right there. Now, again, pay attention to where I start Wazdaka and where he goes throughout the game. So that's going to be your focus when you're playing Orks. If you guys are playing Chaos, we're going to go over what he did good and what he could have worked on. So he actually ended up going first. And I'm sorry I don't have the score because we used Trevi's tablet to do the score. I have the end score, but I don't have, like, the turn-by-turn score, so I apologize. I usually have that to the right, so shit. So yeah, he had turn 1. He basically moves everybody forward. He actually keeps Horon back. This was his first mistake. He definitely was trying to be cautious, too cautious, which we talked about at the end of the game. But if you're playing Horon, I think these guys, the Possessed, are really good down in this corner. So if you would have switched Bile, I think Bile and the guys went into the Rhino, which is fine. But I think the Rhino, if the Rhino starts here, or starts on the line, scouts up, or starts on this line 20 inches forward and then scouts up to this spot, then Bile and his unit could have hopped into the Rhino here and used that as the staging point. Putting a Rhino fucking right here behind this little thing is just really, really hard to get to. So that's where it should have deployed. The Warp Talons again in reserves, and then the Possessed could have been down here, kind of fighting and screening out this side of the table down here. So instead, he had the Possessed wait here. Horon then could have ran up here and staged with the Rhino here. So Horon, with his big-ass unit that almost cannot be one-shotted, is going there with the Rhino, with Bile, and then Abaddon could have stayed there, kept everybody within 6 inches, or in that little spot to keep everybody within 6 inches. Then Possessed are kind of off doing their own thing down here, and then that's really it. So For us, we needed a screen, so I basically put Zod and everybody scouted up here, 1 inch away from the wall. I measured out Horon's unit, so if Horon auto advanced 6, he would get up to here, and then he would have to make an 11-inch charge to get to my Gretchen back here. So I was like, all right, I'm safe here. I'm not going to move up any closer. If you auto advance 6, you then still need an 11. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep these guys here, and then I moved my bikes up, my 6-man. I moved them up so that way I can move up and basically just screen the center. So I kind of moved them up, turned them a little bit sideways, and just the Gretchen screening there and these guys screening there, and then I just staged for a turn 2 while the next turn. Because, again, I have to watch out for his auto advance 6, his horde move, his reactive move, all that stuff. So these guys, if this was Horon and Fabi's Bile there, he could have basically charged Horon's unit into here, Bile's unit into here. Bile's unit could have killed essentially the bikes. Horon's unit could have like moved up, tagged the Gretchen, or consolidated on the point and just like been a big ass 16-man block there with a reactive move and a horde move on my expansion objective. So that is probably what I would have done with that combo. But instead, all he had was his Warp Talons here and his Possessed there. He then moves up his Warp Talons, and Possessed don't move because he wants to kind of just like get the charge. He doesn't want to give me the reactive move, but I reactive move with the Warp Talons. So I wait till everybody moves. Warp Talons then move last, and then I reactive move back 6. So that makes the 2-inch charge to an 8-inch charge for the Warp Talons, and of course they fail. So the Warp Talons failed the reroll charge, which now they're kind of like in the open. So again, that was one of the things where if you didn't rapid, you kind of have to rely on the long charge. If you would have rapided and then moved up 12, be 1 inch away from my guys, even if I 6-inch away from that, I would have to kind of like move around, and it's not a flat 6 inches if I screen myself or block myself in. So you'll have like a 5 or 6-inch charge afterwards. So that's kind of why rapiding those guys would have been clutch. Horon didn't move up. So that was the second mistake with the Horon unit, where he just didn't move up again. So he kind of kept them there because he didn't know how Zod and the Gretchen would have done into Horon's unit. And I was like, you have 3 wounds. I'm Gretchen. I could kill maybe 2 or 3 guys. And then that's it. And then you kill all of my Gretchen. So he was just afraid of that unit because he's never seen it before. Which, it's a scary unit, just not into Horon and fucking 3 wound models. So that happened there. I did get a rapid back here. So after his turn 2, moving up everybody, he left a huge pocket in this backfield. I could have either went towards his home field objective, but Horon's camping it. So instead, I moved up this way because we did blow up the Rhino, I think a turn before. So he had Bile and his unit out of the Rhino at that point. So I was like, all right, these guys now just going to run forward and just blow up the Rhino, not shoot the Accursed Cultist so I don't get tagged, and then charge the Accursed Cultist to try and steal this home field. So I'm going to try and steal this objective, obviously steal this one from him, blow up the Warp Talons, and then screen out again the Possessed. You notice I'm just throwing guys forward and screening him off the points. That's what this list does. So I'm basically pushing him back further and further with screens, with bikes of screens. So that way he charges into bikes, stops there, and then I kill whatever the hell charge my bikes. But Wazdock is still back here. He's about to move up and shoot a bunch of Warp Towns. All these guys haven't charged yet, and now we're about to call the Wa. So, or do we not call the Wa? It looks like we don't call the Wa because I basically had enough back. So we don't call the Wa until turn 3 on this one. We basically move up our 6-man bike unit. We now only have a 4-man bike unit now, but we move up. We screen out again. Zod didn't have to move. Zod just stayed there because, again, he did move up Horon. So I still have an 11-inch charge from Horon's unit because he didn't move it. Wazdaka stays behind the screen. We do all of these guys that move up, shoot, and then move back. He tries to get a reactive move, but he rolls a 1. If he gets a 4 or something, he's able to get into my bikes, which then I would have just charged him. But instead, he only rolled a 1, so these guys didn't move that far. So then I was able to kill him down to 2 guys. After all of that, we did murder Bile down to himself. So it's just Bile. We charged into the Accursed Cultist. All but 1 Accursed Cultist live. I up downy my these guys in the backfield. They then shoot into the Chosen Brick as well. So I have these guys into the Chosen Brick, these guys into the Chosen Brick, and we whittle down the Chosen Brick down to like just Bile. But we save our wall. We don't need a wall because I don't have a lot of melee threats yet. So now his turn, he now commits. So he commits Abaddon, he commits the Possessed, he commits whatever he can. When the Possessed run down this way to try and deal with the Koptas, I then react to move the Koptas away. So the Koptas were here. This 8-inch to like a 14-inch down to here, I just move flat 6 down. So after that advance, I flat 6 move away, which is another 8-inch charge for him. He fails the charge. So now it's a 10-man Possessed, just kind of like right in the open. Bile got back up. Bile's on 1 wound. The Warp Talons don't do anything. I think they just run back here. They screen. So the Nurglings screen down, which is one of the best plays he had. The Nurglings coming down to screen. I was like, this is exactly what you want to do against Zod. Because Zod on the wall would have just kind of like ran forward and then just threw everything into another screen with the Chosen. So Zod would have advanced up, charged in, consolidated, and literally just put a wall of Gretchen like this to screen the last Chosen brick with Horon. And I'd be like, all right, that probably would have been game right there. But yeah, we wall now, and we literally just fucking throw everybody forward. It's like, all right, here's a bajillion obsec on the point. I don't even care what the hell you throw into me. Good luck clearing it off. So that is what you do for the wall. Run forward, kill whatever you can kill, and then that's it. So after he moves out and charges Abaddon with Horon and the Chosen Brick into all the bikes, it's basically too late at this point. We're now fighting on his home field. Bile goes down. I still have Wartrike, 6-man, 6-man. Wazdaka is now here. He basically moved up, shot the Nurglings, charged in, killed the Nurglings, and then now he's there surrounded by 20 Gretchen during the wall. So the Weird Boy made this sticky, hopped up over there, made that sticky. We used the 3-man bikes to screen out this backfield because he does have uppy downy. The other 3-man bikes were just pawns. They kept kind of going forward and charging and dying. The other 3-man came back up here in his deployment zone. And this is the final board state right here. He had Horon. I think that's Abaddon. Yeah, so you had Abaddon, Horon unit, 10 cultists, which died on turn 5. He killed this unit, obviously, with Horon's brick. So this whole 6-man died. The Wartrike died with Abaddon. So he killed the Wartrike, the 6-man. All I have left is this Wartrike with a 3-man. And then all the Copters are fine. The Copters didn't really get hit all game. And this is the final board state. So we literally just pushed up even more. I was like, all right, this is your line. You can't cross it. We burnt this objective on turn 3. And then on turn 4, we burnt this objective. And then on turn 5, we held our home and center. And then we got 50. So final score. This is all he had left was Horon. Didn't need to kill him. Horon killed a ton of bikes by himself. But yeah, this was the final board state right here. And all he had left was Horon by the end of the game. And this was his home field objective. So you can see it's just a huge pressure, super quick screens, keeping them off the objectives, which you'll notice in a lot of the 5 games coming up, and do your actions. So we have plenty of units to do actions and secondaries, and the main point of this list is to get max primary and deny his primary as much as possible. So hopefully you learned a lot from the movement and the placement, and if you need to pause and go back, go do that. And then the Chaos Space Marine, mainly it's be more aggressive by staging turn 1 and turn 2. And then on turn 2, once you've staged turn 1, you're able to then launch out and go trade a lot with your big 10-man bricks. If you put all 30-man units out there, like 3 10-man bricks that are super tanky, all 3 wounds, I then have to delegate and like choose where I'm going to kind of focus. But I can only focus down 1 with a reactive move and then maybe charge another one with my entire army. That's going to be my goal if you throw all 3 out. But then you still have a full unit over there that I didn't touch. So if you would have just done that, it would have been a way different game. And a lot more aggressive on the Chaos Space Marine. So deployment definitely would have changed a little bit. And then the staging, turn 1 would have been huge, because especially if you go first, you get to push out more. And then on turn 2, you could have launched out from this terrain feature, launching out this way onto my home field objective, and then launching out from here with 20 guys. So 20 guys launching out there, 10 guys launching out here. Your backfield is clear. And then you're basically fighting over the center and my home field objective. So that definitely would have been different. But yeah, great game. Awesome, dude. Super thankful. Appreciate you for coming out and getting a game in with me. Definitely a good way to start. He finished off 3-2. So way to go. That was fucking awesome. Helped with the strength of schedule, which he thought he was going to lose with the strength of schedule, but nah, 2 was awesome. Learned a lot his first 2 games and then crushed it the last 3 games. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Head over to the merch store down below to check out these shirts. We do have a Horon up there as well with Cypher, so go check that out. We just put Abaddon up there as well. So guys, appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in game 2 against, who do we play game 2? Space Wolves Brian. So let's get into it on game 2. All right, guys, thanks for sticking towards the end of the video. If you guys want to support the channel, all the links in the description below, which we'll go over. But these right here, we have 3D prints of Cypher, Tech Priest, Phobo Libby, Combi Libby, Lieutenant, Calidus, Codiez, and the Lord of Contagion. All those are up for sale. Message me on Discord. All these widgets, the 6-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, they pop out. Those are up for sale. The 9-inch widget, the 1 CP token, where you guys can keep track of the CP every single game. The token markers for Chaos and Grey Knights, they're poker chips. Those are really good for sticky objectives. And then also the wound gauges and the fuck you and fuck me tokens are up for sale as well. And we have a new sponsor, Snot Goblin Terrain. They are really cool. What's great about them is you can customize them for any layout. So if you run a Games Workshop layout, or if you run WTC layout, you can run it that way. And the best part, it's super hard plastic, not going to break on you, and also it's all fully painted. So check on the link below if you guys want to check these guys out. We use them in our streams and they look super awesome on the stream, but it's really good to travel into all your stores and bring them with you. So check those guys out. Then we still have 3D6 Wargaming, where if you guys want some custom templates, you guys can click on these. And then our new and improved Rexar lasers, laser lights with the Dirtbag logo on them. These guys are at a lot of local GTs, especially in the Texas area, but these lines are, or these lasers are rechargeable. So definitely be picking this up. I'm going to be getting sent one of these so I can show you guys on the live stream and stuff like this. But you guys get the Dirtbags and the lasers rechargeable, so highly recommend the Rexar lasers in the description below. Look at this. Look at that line. It is so good. And it's rechargeable. At the top, it's got the USB. Just plug it right in. Good to go. This shit is legit. And lastly, guys, the merch store. This I love seeing at GTs. When you see it across the room, you see your own logo, which is so cool. It's the red, white, and blue. We have the hats as well. They're all flex fit with the Dirtbags logo on the back. I just love wearing backwards hats. But all of these are available in the Printify shop. It's print to order, so you can get all these shirts, different sizes, different colors. We also have the old school stuff. We have the Nurgling. We have mugs, which you can fit your entire hand in, and some of the Grey Knight logos as well. So let me know what I'm missing. You can message me on Discord, but stay tuned if you guys are interested in the Patreon. That'll come up last. So appreciate it, guys, and let's keep it going. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to have unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. If we really want to get a bigger studio going, that is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.